For centuries, warriors across the world have forged blades, each culture producing remarkable weapons of steel. Yet among them, one sword has earned a unique reputation for dominance in close-quarters combat, the Japanese katana. This reputation is not myth. It is the result of engineering, technique, and battlefield philosophy evolving together over 1,000 years. First, the katana's laminated construction, a hard cutting edge wrapped around a softer, shock-absorbing core, created a blade that could strike with extreme sharpness while resisting fracture. No other traditional sword integrated this balance of hardness and flexibility with such precision. Second, the katana was optimized for real human combat, not armor-smashing contests. Its curved geometry generates tremendous cutting power even with short strokes, allowing a samurai to strike decisively from the draw, from tight footwork, or in the chaos of melee formations. A well-executed cut does not rely on brute force, it relies on biomechanics, angle, and blade alignment. Third, the weapon was inseparable from the martial system that wielded it. Schools of kenjutsu refined techniques for drawing, cutting, deflecting, closing distance, and finishing an opponent with absolute efficiency. This integration of weapon and method meant the katana was not just a tool, it was a complete combat technology. Fourth, in encounters without full plate armor, the katana's ability to sever muscle, bone, and vital structures in a single motion was unmatched. Against lightly armored adversaries, common across most of world history, the katana's lethality and speed allowed a single precise strike to end a confrontation instantly. Finally, the katana embodies a philosophy of combat centered on clarity, timing, and the commitment to end a fight in one stroke. Samurai did not train to trade blows, they trained to decide an encounter in a heartbeat. The sword was shaped by this mindset, and in turn, it shaped the warriors who carried it. For these reasons, its engineering, its cutting efficiency, its integration with refined martial arts, and its role in real historic combat, the katana earned its reputation as one of the most formidable close combat weapons ever created. This is not romanticism, this is the result of centuries of craftsmanship and the distilled experience of warriors who lived and died by the blade. Throughout history, real combat encounters demonstrated why the katana's design and the samurai's training made such a decisive combination. One example comes from the late Sengoku period. Records describe duels in which a single well-timed diagonal cut, executed with proper blade alignment, severed not only muscle and bone, but the opponent's ability to fight at all. These were not theatrical slices. They were the result of optimized curvature and precise angles that transferred energy with maximum efficiency. Another example is the battlefield tactic known as kesajiri, the diagonal, monk's robbery cut. This angle was perfected because it targeted multiple vulnerable areas, the collarbone, the neck, the torso, in one motion. Historical test cutting documents show clean, continuous cuts through layered armor padding and bamboo bundles designed to simulate limbs. Such consistency was rare among other swords of the era, which often required greater force or multiple strikes. The katana's effectiveness also appears in armored combat manuals. Even against lamellar armor, samurai were trained to exploit gaps, under the arm, at the throat, behind the knee, using thrusts and short, slicing motions made possible by the sword's balance and curve. The weapon's geometry was designed not only for wide cuts, but also for tight, controlled movements in the confined spaces of real melee fighting. There are also accounts from the Edo period test cutters, Otomeshi geisha, who performed official cutting trials on various materials, including bundles of reeds, armor plates, and even criminal corpses. Their documented results show that a properly forged katana could sever targets that would have stopped or deflected many other blades. These records were not created for legend, they were created for government evaluation of blade quality. Even in the modern era, controlled cutting experiments demonstrate the same truth. The katana's unique combination of curvature, metallurgical layering, and balance allows it to deliver destructive power disproportionate to its weight. But beyond the technical advantages, the katana's real strength came from the mindset of the warrior who carried it. Samurai were trained to read distance, timing, and intention, to act at the exact moment an opponent exposed vulnerability. The sword was simply the instrument through which this understanding became lethal. In every period of Japanese history, from battlefield engagements to formal duels, the katana proved that a single, decisive stroke, executed with knowledge and resolve, could determine life or death. This is why, even today, the katana is remembered not only as a weapon, but as the distilled essence of close-quarters combat excellence.